Hmm. Oh man. Oh boy. That was not fun. That was not fun. Nope. Oh boy. So what's going on, everybody? Crazy dog Indians live stream. And title. Our season's over. Yep. The Indians 2020 season is over after we lose in 2 games to the super almighty New York Yankees. And to be honest, when I entering this series, one, I didn't really want to play the Yankees because I knew what they had. And I knew against us, oh God, I knew we were up against it. Our only hope was that our pitching takes over, and it didn't. Uh, it started off game one, Shane Bieber, 4 pitches in, 2-run blast to Judge. And from that moment on, that game was over. I'm not even going to talk about what happened after that. It was good to see Naylor show up, though. Naylor tried, he fought hard. He kept us in the game, and then everything just fell apart. And then we talk about game two. Talk about a roller coaster of emotions. Oh, boy. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this game, but we scored 4 runs in the first inning. Of course, that inning was very weird because you had a rain delay, which a lot of people were like, why did they even start this game, including me? I mean, you start a game and we get a freaking leadoff double or whatever. We get a double, we score a run, and then, oh, look, Mother Nature shows up again. And it's a freaking monsoon. They try to play through it, but they decide not to. And then they have a rain delay for a little while, and then they start up again. By the way, the game started in a rain delay too. So they had a rain delay, then they started the game for some reason, and then the rain came for real this time. I don't know. But we scored 1-0, and then Naylor doubled 3-0, and then Roberto Perez singled 4-0, and I'm like, okay, I like this. This is fun. And then they responded. Stanton homer. I'm like, okay, 4-1. That's not too bad. And then top of the fourth, Carrasco kind of fell apart. And of all people, it was freaking Gio Urshela who would give them the lead 5-4. Of course, it was Gio Urshela because, we maybe it was a little bit longer. I think it was like 2 years ago, I think. I'm not sure. But at one point, it was down to Eric Gonzalez or Gio Urshela for the final roster spot. They chose Eric Gonzalez over Gio. That's a decision that we, of course, would come to regret because Gio was actually really good on defense. He just never got to show what he had. That's what happens when you're a platoon kind of guy. And, of course, I never forget we had a Jesus Aguilar, too. We literally had Aguilar. We had freaking Gio Urshela. They didn't really do much here. So, of course, it's right that they go somewhere else and they actually show out. And it's usually what happens with our cast-offs. But Gio hits a grand slam. And, yeah. And then Giancarlo sack fly. It's 6-4. It's top 5. And I'm like, okay, yep, this is going to be bad. And it's funny. I believe I tweeted right before Urshela hit the granny. I tweeted out, this is going to end badly, isn't it? And sure enough, it did. Of course. And then Stanton sack fly. But then the Indians respond. That's one thing this team showed. They showed a lot of fight this year. They didn't just die off. They continued to fight. And Ramirez got a RBI double. 2-run double, and scored 2 runs. That was absolutely clutch. Continued to show why he is the GOAT on the team. Honestly, he should be MVP, but of course, yeah, whatever. 6-6. And then top of the sixth, Sanchez comes up, 2-run blast. It's 8-6. So bottom 7 comes up. All right. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, you saw me live tweeting this game. And Josh Naylor was up. Yeah, Josh Naylor was up, I believe, with 2 on. I saw Jordan Luplow come to the plate, and I'm like, they're pinch hitting Luplow for Naylor. Kind of like, huh? Like, what? Like, Sandy, Sandy, what is you? Oh, no, baby, what is you doing? I posted that, like, GIF. Oh, no, baby, what is you doing? And what do you know? He comes up clutch. So it's like Sandy knew we were gonna be slandering his decision, but then Luplow's like, hey, watch this. I'm gonna make him regret slandering me. So then he hits a freaking clutch 2-run double, and we tie the game up again. So it's like, okay, that's not too bad. You know, of course we don't do anything after that on that inning. Bottom of the 8th comes up. Cesar Hernandez once again comes up clutch against, of all people, Aroldis Chapman. And he hits this bloops a little single in there, and we score a run. We're up 9-8. Everyone's going nuts on Twitter. I'm going nuts. Honestly, I wish I was streaming this, but OBS was freaking being a stupid douchebag, so I'm not even going to deal with that. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be better off. But yeah, that was a fun time. So, you know, I was like, okay, we got the lead. Freaking Gio Urshela had to rob us of probably more runs. Of course, I think we probably would have had at least another 2 more runs there, maybe at least 1 more. So we would have been up at worst by 2 runs. So that's good for Brad Hand. Well, of course, you know, top of the 9th. A dude who, mind you, had not blown a single save this season. I didn't even realize that. He did not blow a single save. Walks Stanton to start it off. It's like, okay, that's an interesting decision. Urshela singled. Torres singled. They got Gardy to strike out, which was huge. Sanchez sac fly, scores a run. So it's like, okay, it's tied. All right, just keep it tied and we're good. But then LeMahieu comes up, and I was thinking in my head, we're going to have to face LeMahieu, aren't we? It's the way it is usually. And of course, he comes up and he gets a hit. And it's what he does. You know, he always gets hit with runners in scoring position, something that our guys seemingly can't do. So yeah, we get a run there. Judge walks, and then we get Aaron Hicks to strike out. So what do we do in crunch time? Oh, Reyes comes up, strike out. Lupo grounds out. Mercado struck out, but he got on first because of a pass ball. Thank God Gary Sanchez is low-key lazy as heck. And then Hedges pinch hit comes in, and he was like that close to like honestly hitting a walk-off, but no, of course not. And he strikes out on a called third strike. So that's how our season ends. Yep. That is how our season ends. Ironic, isn't it? You know, and looking at this team throughout the season, this team was all right. It wasn't amazing. Definitely, the offense was definitely an issue. And I mean, let me check something here. I'm looking up our free agents for this season, see if we have anyone entering free agency. I think we do. But now it's like, okay, so now it's decision time for Lindor. Because this is the final year coming up next year of his deal. And I hate saying this. I know some Indians fans don't want to hear me say this. But I think Lindor is going to get traded in the offseason. Yep, he's going to get traded in the offseason. And it's crazy that I'm saying that right now, but it's the way it is. What's up, Z-Man? Glad Brad Hand is off the Padres. Don't matter anyways because they will lose tomorrow anyways. Okay, Lindor sucks. Love him, but we need better. He cannot hit with runners in scoring position. At least it was a close game. LFG, okay, Lindor will be gone. Trade Lindor. Whoever gives up a haul for Lindor is stupid. Hand should for Torres out. First out. We could get some good pieces back. It really didn't really help that the umps were kind of low key blind at times. They missed some good strikes. They called them balls. It's like, what are you doing? But what really killed us, not only the walks, there was 10 walks from the Indians tonight. Let's see how many walks there was tonight I think there was like 20 some walks from both teams. It was a straight up walkathon tonight. We had 10 hits, 2 errors. 2 errors. Carrasco ends the year with a 12 ERA. McKenzie with a 10. Hand with a 27 ERA. Wow. Loaiziga has a 27 ERA. Britton 13. Tanaka 13.50. 11 strikeouts. They had 7 walks. We had 12. 12 walks. It was a straight up walkathon tonight for us. 13 strikeouts, though. 3 home runs given up. Wow. This is not cool, man. But yeah, looking at the 2021 team, like what we got, I think these are all our free agents, right? For 2021. Santana, Brad Hand, Cesar, Perez, Roberto Perez, or both Perez's, Leon, Santana, Domingo Santana, Adam Wilk, Brian Price, and David Hernandez. Wow. And then, of course, you look at 2022, right? Let's see what 2022 looks like when it comes to that stuff. Wow. I think it's because there's club options involved, too. Yep. Yep. And then if we do pick up his option, Santana would be a free agent for 2022. Hand and Jose and Roberto have club options for that year too. Santana, Domingo again, I guess, Delino, DeShields, Lindor, Beliveau, freaking Leon, and Barron. I don't know who those people are, but okay. But yeah, this is, I think, the last year of Lindor coming up. He'll be a free agent after next season. It's crazy to think about. But hey, we'll see what we do. Now, another thing that killed us tonight, the fact that our amazing pitching staff decided to turn to stone in a big moment. Big series, you have your ace on the mound, and he freaking collapsed. He all over the mound. Freaking 4 pitches in, it's already 2-0. And then you bring up Carrasco. Carrasco didn't do horrible at first, but then things kind of got out of hand. And, I mean, looking at what his first inning was like, it was actually not too bad. I mean, he looked good. He struck out the first 3 guys. He got Mayhew grounding out. Judge and Hicks struck out. Everything's looking good. And then things just fell apart. And you look at that 4th inning. Hicks tripled because Delino DeShields, no surprise, freaking can't field now for some reason. Misplayed another one. That's his 3rd one. And then they walked Voit, walked Giancarlo. So, boom, there you go. Freaking bases juiced because Delino DeShields can't field all of a sudden. And then Gio comes up, hits a grand slam. Torres walks. Gardner walks. Sanchez flies out. Mayhew grounds out. Judge flies out. I don't know how they didn't score more runs there. And by the way, Karinchak came in, and of course he gives it to Granny. Yeah, Karinchak came in. First thing he does is gives it to Granny. Wow. Oh, of course. Wow. So that's how our season ends. Just like that. And it's so weird though as well because usually whenever we clinch a playoff spot, Tom Hamilton, who is the radio announcer, he's an absolute legend for the Indians. He always says, Cleveland, you will have an October to remember. Well, we only played about an hour into October. Not much of an October, if you ask me. We mainly played in September. Yeah. So we definitely will not want to remember that. But Brad Hand freaking came in with a one-run lead and couldn't seal the deal. So now we have a lot of uncertainty into this year. What are we going to do with Lindor? What's going to go down with Frankie? I mean, not Frankie, Tito. I mean, what are we going to do when it comes to free agents? Are we going to sign anybody, or are we just going to go bargain bin shopping again? That's my guess. I feel like we're going to go bargain bin hunting again because Dolan does not like to spend money. So expect probably some like lower level guys, probably. Maybe we see some more prospects next year. You know, I would not be shocked to see like Nolan Jones come up at some point next year. Emmanuel Clase, hopefully we'll see him if he doesn't do something stupid again. That would be cool. Dude throws over 100 miles per hour. You put him in there with Karinchak. That's perfect with McKenzie and stuff. That'd be good. But I mean, other than that, I don't really know what else to expect from this Indians team. We need to reevaluate the future closer. Will you be doing any of the Rays and Yankees? I'm going to try to do every single MLB friggin' playoff series I can. And it's funny because I was talking about streaming the Lakers Heat game tonight, but then it's like I was looking on Twitter and it was an absolute blowout. We'll be doing, I'll be doing Yankees Rays, most of the games, if not all of them. That should be a fun series because they hate each other, not just because they're rivals, but like the whole beanball incident thing that happened earlier this season, where literally this dude, Kevin Cash literally said to the media in his post-game press conference, we have a stable of guys who could throw 98. I think it was after Chapman hit one of their guys. I mean, people say, and he's just saying he has guys who could throw 98 miles per hour. He just didn't say they're going to plunk him. People just insinuated he was talking about that. Now, people may be wondering, who am I going to be rooting for now that the Indians are out? Who better to root for than one of your old bullpen coaches, I think. Kevin Cash. Might as well root for Tampa, right? They're just like us. They're essentially our brother, just like us, small market. Owner doesn't really like to spend, but you know what? They got a nice looking staff. Man, dude, I'll tell you what, though, those Yankees are going to have a fun time dealing with Glasnow and company. Oh, boy. Not to mention they got my guy Yandy Diaz, too. I like Yandy Diaz. I wish we never got rid of him. But for some reason, we decided to get rid of him. Why did we get rid of him? I don't know. Why did we get rid of half the people we got rid of? Why did we get rid of Gio? We could have had Gio. We could have had Jose platooning. I mean, could you imagine, right around now, we could have had Gio at third, Jose at second. But then we never would have had Cesar. But who knows? I mean, we have Gio. I don't even know if we'd even need Cesar because Gio is clutch. But then again, he didn't become clutch until he went to New York. So I don't know. A lot of things that we could have changed, man. But here we are. Can't change it now. Season's over. And I guess all I can say is now is pretty much see you in March. Oh, boy. Hopefully this crap is over with the virus. Hopefully next year there'll be fans at the stadiums because I'll tell you one thing. I'm sure the players know this as well. It must have been a hella weird playing at a stadium that was dead quiet all year long. I mean, I know Indians players are probably used to barely anyone being at the games, but that was crazy. Like, you look in the stands, and all you see are these freaking cardboard cutouts, the occasional beat writer sitting in the stands, or like the occasional photographer. You look up in the bleachers, John Adams, who is the drummer. If you watch Indians games, at home, Indians home game. I can't even speak. If you watch Indians home games, like when we have a guy, if when we have a guy on second and third or whatever, usually you hear like a drum. That's John Adams. He sits way up at the very top of the bleachers in left field, just under the scoreboard. And whenever the Indians have guys in scoring position, he always beats the drum. You always hear him banging that drum. He wasn't there this year. I think the Indians said they would have let him in. He would have been one of the only fans, I think, in the nation to be allowed at a game. But he said he wasn't going to go to a game until fans were allowed. So now we got to wait until 2021 to see this team in action again. Now, of course, I'll go over like the 2021 schedule around like February or March, probably. But yeah, before I know it, it'll be a free agency. Not like I expect the Indians to do anything. I mean, we'll see what happens with Lindor and Santana and Brad Hand. I mean, there was people talking like, we could probably get rid of Santana, Brad Hand, Lindor, all these like somewhat decent sized contracts because, shedding payroll nowadays. That's honestly really hard to say, but this sucks. I was looking forward to having a nice, fun, Indians postseason, but we haven't won a freaking postseason game since that incomparable Lindor home run in Game 2 of the ALDS in 2017. That was the last time we won a playoff game because then we would lose 3 straight there. We'd go against the Astros the next year, get swept there, and then we would make the playoffs last year because mainly, we were hurt like crazy and there was just too big of a hole to dig out of. But then this year, offense kind of didn't look that great. We were carried by the pitching staff the entire year. Then you have the whole Clevenger Plesac drama thing going down with the whole, COVID protocol thing. And then we trade Clevenger, and then it was a mess this year. And honestly, I don't know what this team's going to look like next year. I mean, this team could look hella different. I mean, I guess for one, Ty Van Berkeley is probably going to be back. Brad Mills will hopefully be back. 2 coaches who opted out. I don't think we had any players who opted out. Just those 2 coaches. Maybe Tito will be back. I don't know. I mean, the dude didn't freaking manage at all, like through a September and into the playoffs. And Sandy, I mean, I love the guy, but some of his decisions, when he took over, they were kind of sus. He's lucky that Luplow got that big hit because if he struck out, oh boy, Indians Twitter would have been at his throat. He would have never been able to show his face in Cleveland again, probably. He would have been enemy like number 1. That's sad to say because Sandy's a great guy, but yeah, I mean, you're in a position to keep our season alive. We would have had Plesac on the mound tomorrow. Freaking cats over here messing with stuff. Hey, get out of here. But man, it's gonna be weird. But now I can just focus all my attention on the rest of the playoffs. Right now, there's only going to be one Game 3 tomorrow from the AL. So obviously, I'm going to do that game. And then I'm probably going to do a couple Game 2s from the NL. Maybe like 1 or 2 Game 2s. We'll see. I don't know if I can get the schedule up for tomorrow, though. Let me see if I can pull up the schedule. See what tomorrow's schedule is. I think at noon you get Reds and Braves. I'm probably going to hold off on that one, to be honest with you. I don't know. I might just do the freaking Game 3 and call it a day. I mean, that looks like that looks dope. I might just do Game 3s. I don't want to burn myself out freaking 1 round into the freaking playoffs. But hey, tell you one thing, though. Tampa versus New York looks like fun. I can imagine it'll be Garrett Cole against Snell. Probably Tanaka against Glasnow. That'll be fun. Considering the Rays lineup, Hunter Renfroe. I mean, you got G-Man Choi. You got, I don't know who else they got. Yandy Diaz, of course. A couple others. Not to mention that pitching staff, though. That bullpen. Those stable of guys that can throw 98. Let's see if those stable of guys can handle the Bronx Bombers. It would have been freaking hilarious if we somehow got Bronx Bombers versus the Bomba Squad in the freaking ALCS. That would have been weird. That would have been hilarious. The freaking battle of the nicknames, but nope. And to think about this too, the AL Central could easily be wiped out tomorrow in 3 days. Yeah. In a span of 3 days. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Well, no, 2 days, actually. Yeah, 2 days. But in the span of 2 days, the AL Central could be completely wiped off the map. Wow. And the thing is, Twins fans can't really troll us because we won as many games as they did. Granted, we've only lost, what now? 8 straight games in the playoffs? Lost 3 straight in 17, 3 straight in 18, 2 straight here. Yeah, we've only lost 8 straight. So they've got us beat by 10 games. Imagine that. Wow, that's tough. Imagine flexing only losing 10 less games. Who would you like to play instead of the wild card? Who would you like to play instead in the wild card of the Yanks? I mean, I would have wanted to play like the White Sox or the Twins. I wanted to play the Twins just so I could beat them up, freaking eliminate them again, and then laugh at them because, hey, he still hasn't won a freaking playoff game. Double whammy. You eliminate him, and you can laugh at him. Yeah, let's hope we have a full season. I'm a Rays fan for the rest of the playoffs. You thought you could F with the Yankees, ROFL. Well, I thought we could have. I mean, if our pitching was actually there, we would have been able to hang with you, with them. But our pitching decided to turn to rubble. Great time for that, right? And our proud closer, who, again, did not blow a single save in the regular season, blew the first and only save of the postseason. Of course. All they needed was, 2 more outs. We would have been good to go. But no, he freaking choked as hard as anyone I've ever seen. Ah, man, if 2020 is anything, watch the Rays go on a run. I mean, if there's any team to do it, it'd be them. And don't forget, they're not playing in Tampa Bay. They're playing in California. That would have been interesting. Playing in Cali. Probably in, at Chavez Ravine, I think it was. It would have been. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that. We can't produce when it matters. I know. But yeah, this whole night started off really bad because my stream was messing up. OBS was just acting a fool and freaking rain delay. It was a mess. Hopefully OBS doesn't mess with me tomorrow. Knock on wood. But right now I'm planning on I'm doing the AL wildcard game 3. That's for sure. I just don't know if I'm doing any NL series. I might do one, but I think for the moment I'm just going to hold off and do the one. Just do the one regular one AL wild card game because that would settle the wild card for the DS for the American League. So let me see this postseason schedule. I wonder what the pitching matchup will be. Interesting. I wonder if they've announced it. So Darvish Sanchez is tomorrow for game 2 of Marlins and Cubs. Oakland and Chicago have not announced their guys. Okay. Ian Anderson against Castillo at 12. 3 o'clock. Okay, so 3 o'clock. All right, that'll be dope. 7 o'clock, Cards and Padres. Wainwright against Davies. Kershaw and Woodruff. Yeah, I'm probably only going to do one game tomorrow. I'm going to really take it easy tomorrow. And then I'll see how many game threes we do for Thursday. Because honestly, I was going to do Yankees, White Sox, A's, and then Yankees, Indians if needed, if necessary. So, yeah. I mean, I did say freaking any ALCS game threes, right? I think I actually put that in my community notes. So it makes sense. Yeah. And then Pablo Lopez will go for possibly a game three for the Marlins on Friday. Sonny Gray on Friday as well. Flaherty. Ooh. Yeah, they have not announced it for Monday, October 5th yet. Wow. This is tough. Wow. It's still crazy to me, you know? It's like, I remember when the season was just starting out. You know, I was like hopeful, like, yeah, you know, I can't wait for the season to start. You know, it's going to be fun. You know, and then the season starts up. You know, offense looks lethargic. Pitching staff is bailing us out like crazy. Offense finally wakes up a little bit. And then here we are. Bats somewhat show up, but the pitching doesn't. How crazy is that? Kind of flipped from what it was before. I didn't think this game was going to be really that big of a shootout, but it was. But yeah, it's the way it is. So I think I'm going to wrap that up right now, and I'm head on out of here, and we'll see what the future holds for the Indians. If I hear anything regarding Lindor possibly getting traded, or any rumors regarding the possible players, you know, maybe we sign some players or something. I don't know. Ah, man, another off season. I guess the good thing is baseball off season's so freaking long. Next time I'll be doing Indians live streams will be like in freaking March or April. In fact, let's see who we got to play next year for the first series of the year. Because remember, this year was supposed to be the Tigers in March. And of course, March actually happened to be pretty nice out. Everyone was talking like, oh, yeah, watch, you know, March is going to be so bad. It's going to be blustery, windy, freaking wind, looking disgusting. But you know what? Of course, since they weren't playing, it was actually really, really nice out. It was like beautiful. I mean, it's the kind of weather that you kind of want to be playing in. But then, you know, you look at the 2021 schedule, and of course, we got to play the NL Central again, for real. Like not 10, you know, not like 6, 4, whatever times. Like, let me see how many times we got to play each team now. I don't think it's the same as this year. Wow, to talk about Chicago's teams, man, Chicago could easily be bounced in one freaking day next year. But yeah, April 2021. Home opener for the Tigers. Then we have this really weird thing where we have this is weird, right? Tigers home opener on Thursday. Now they do this thing like where they'll leave a day off between just in case, you know, Mother Nature decides to intervene. So you have home opener, off day, 2 games. Okay. Then we have our home opener on April 5th. So that's cool. And then we have an off day because, you know, like I said, then we play. Then we have another off day. We literally have 2 off days in 3 days. And 3 off days and literally a span of like 4 days or 5 days. Or 6 days or whatever. Yeah, it's like 3 off days and 6 days. It's crazy. Then we got the Tigers for 3. Okay. Finish with that. White Sox for 4. And then we got Cincinnati for 3. And then, of course, we got to play the freaking Stankies. Because it's not just, we're playing the Central. No, we're playing everybody next year. We're playing the Astros, Rangers, freaking A's, playing everybody. It's a full 162 game schedule next year. as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully this crap is gone and everything's somewhat back to normal, even if stands are like 50% filled. We'll see. It's usually kind of like what it is anyway, but yeah. But I think I'm gonna wrap this up. Yeah, I'll see you guys probably in terms of like schedule prediction, probably not until like February, January, maybe around there. Of course, if the Indians sign anybody, I'll do a freaking video on it, or depending on who it is. If we make a trade, you already know how that goes. I'll probably do a stream talking about who we traded and what we got. I'm going to look up some key dates for the MLB offseason. Because for some reason, I don't know when MLB free agency starts. Like, it snuck up on me last year. I used to think winter meetings was the start of the free agency. I think it starts in like November. MLB free agency 2020. Okay. When does start? Oh, that's never mind. Shortstops, first baseman. Man, there's some really good free agents out there. I'm just trying to figure out when it starts. I think it starts in like November. All right. Key dates for the 2020-2021 MLB offseason. This should be interesting. Okay. So, spring training schedule. October 24th through 28th, the champion will be crowned. And one of these nights, depending on how many games prove to be necessary, the exact date is more important than it seems, because the conclusion of the World Series starts the countdown for free agency. 5 days later, sometime between late October and early November. I love how this freaking thing just keeps jumping up and down. I hate this freaking page. November, teams and players will have to make calls on exercising options. Teams will have to decide whom to make qualifying offers to, and the free agent market will open for business. Mm-hmm. All right. All right. So when are meetings were supposed to be held in Dallas, Texas, at the Omni Dallas Hotel? Highly unlikely that the MLB actually holds the meetings, at least as an in-person experience. Virtual event, probably. Spring training begins on February 27th. Here's opening day 2021. Mm-hmm. Lovely. So I'm guessing somewhere like about a week or so after season ends, free agency starts relatively later on after the season's over. Begins the countdown to free agency, like November around there. Sometime in late October, early November. Make calls on exercising options. They'll have to decide on whom to make qualifying offers to, and the free market will open for business. So like early November, I think it is. I have to, really look at it, but again, I don't expect the Indians to be relatively busy, and I don't think they're going to spend a lot of money, if they even spend money at all. Unless Dolan wakes up one day and decides, I'm going to spend money. He ain't going to do that. We're probably going to make a couple bargain buys, and then that'll be it. Probably trade Lindor and move on with our off season. Hard to say. But yeah, that is that's going to do it for that. And that's going to do it for this live stream, guys, because it is late. I need to get to bed. So the season's over, man. It's crazy. Ended way quicker than I thought. I thought, maybe this would be the year that we go on a run, but nope. And people wonder, how you feeling after that loss? Honestly, I'm used to it at this point. This team just has me numb. I was expecting disappointment. That's pretty sad. I'm expected to be disappointed. I'm expecting it. I'll be shocked if we win a World Series in the next, 10, 20 years. We may wind up having a longer freaking World Series drought than the Cubs with the way things are going now on those Dolan cells. Wow. So, yeah, another year. And, of course, one of our favorite phrases is there's always next year. Let's see what this team looks like for next year. But, yeah, before you know it, I'll be doing my Indians team preview, talking about the position groups and all that other stuff, the depth chart, potential lineups, and all that good stuff. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up. And I hope you guys had a fantastic day. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon for Game 3 of White Sox and A's. And we'll see who faces Houston. So, I mean, I think if they want my honest prediction, I could see Chicago taking it. I could definitely see Chicago taking it. They're the only hope for the AL Central right now, and yeah, see what happens. So that is going to wrap it up. And I will see you guys. What's up, Ashgan? See you in a few weeks for Raiders Browns. Yep. You already know. Should we bring back Cesar Hernandez? I mean, I would. Especially if because I guess we were supposed to have him ready to – because it all depends on Nolan Jones, because he would have been the guy to take over for third base. Our plan was Nolan Jones takes over third, you move Jose to second, and that's it. You could always just trade Hernandez if that's the case. You could always do that. Or you could platoon. Close platoon him. Maybe you platoon Nolan Jones and Ramirez. Maybe you put Nolan in the outfield. But I mean, if the opportunity presented itself, I would definitely think about keeping Cesar Hernandez here because he was clutch with us, especially later in the year. He walked off a couple times, and that was dope. Dude was always making good plays. And then, of course, tonight he freaking had a double play set up, and he freaking misplayed. Eris freaking killed us. You can't be making mistakes against a team like the Yankees. And honestly, I'll take a little bit of joy knowing that, the Rays are probably going to mess them up a little bit. It's going to be a tough road for the Yankees because, you faced a lineup that was blatantly outgunned. Our only hope was if our pitching shut them down, and they didn't. Pitching turned to stone. Now they got to face, what, freaking Snell, Glasnow. I don't even know who else they have at their pitcher. But I know one thing. Tampa Bay ain't no team to laugh at. They're loaded. They're just like us, too. People be like, why are you going to root for the Rays? Well, I just mentioned it a little while ago. They're literally our twin. Small market team. Nobody goes to watch their games. Owners low-key cheap because, again, nobody goes to watch. Although their stadium is a dump. Freaking hate Tropicana Field. That sucks. I wish they played in a better stadium. I don't know. That stadium looks trash. Thank God they're not playing there for the playoffs. They're playing in I think San Diego. So at least they'll be able to pelt the Western Metal Supply building. But it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough. But hey, I don't know what their situation is with their bullpen. I don't know if they got any guys like that are hurt or anything. But if they're fully loaded, ready to go, bro, ooh, that's going to be a fun battle there with their bullpens. If the Yankees do what they did against us tonight, giving up runs and stuff, bro, they ain't going to last long against the Rays. The Rays are really good. They're built for this stuff, honestly. Yep, but I've said this 5 times already, and this will be the final time I say this. So I'm going to head on out of here, guys, get some sleep, and see you guys tomorrow for White Sox A's. And we'll find out who's playing the Astros. Or should I say the Asterix? But, yeah, a lot of fun. I wish OBS wouldn't have been a douchebag tonight. It would have been dope to stream this game. I streamed a little bit of it. I tried. Sorry, too bad OBS sucks. Oh well. Well, maybe it'll play nice tomorrow. But then, of course, got the Browns at least. Cavs are coming back soon, so I guess that's cool, right? But of course, the two teams that I had in the playoffs, the Blue Jackets and freaking Indians, disappoint me. So whatever. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Crazy dog, let's go Tribe. And I'm out.